Welcome to this exciting iOS self-learning course. In this comprehensive demo, we will dive into the world of iOS app development using the powerful and user-friendly SwiftUI framework. Today, we will begin by creating a fundamental component of many iOS apps, the login screen. Whether you are a beginner looking to embark on your app development journey or an experienced developer seeking to master SwiftUI, this tutorial is designed to provide you with valuable insights and hands-on experience. The login screen is a critical part of most applications, ensuring that users can securely access their accounts. We'll use SwiftUI's tools and features to build an elegant and functional login interface from scratch. By the end of this demonstration, you will gain a solid understanding of the SwiftUI framework and its capabilities. Learn how to create a user-friendly and visually appealing login screen. Explore essential SwiftUI components such as text, text field, button, and VStack. Grasp the principles of responsive design and layout in SwiftUI. Get hands-on experience by coding along with us in Xcode. We have an exciting 15 minutes journey ahead as we take you through the step-by-step process of building the login screen. So without further delay, let's jump into Xcode and start crafting our SwiftUI masterpiece. Before we embark on the exciting journey of building a login screen in SwiftUI, let's start at the very beginning by creating a new Xcode project. This is the foundational step in any iOS app development process. First, open Xcode, the integrated development environment for iOS app development. If you haven't already installed it, you can download it from the Mac App Store. Once Xcode is up and running, navigate to the File menu and select New to create a new project. You will be presented with various project templates. For our SwiftUI login screen, you will be using the SwiftUI app template. Select it and click Next. Now it's time to configure your project. You will need to provide a name for your app, choose the organization identifier, and specify the language as Swift. You can also choose the interface you prefer, such as SwiftUI. After configuring your project, choose a location on your Mac where you want to save it. It's a good practice to create a dedicated folder for your Xcode project. Once you have chosen a location, click the Create button to generate your Xcode project. Xcode will set up the initial project structure for you. Well done, you have successfully created a new project. Take a moment to explore the project navigator on the left where you will find the project files and folders. The main entry point for your SwiftUI app is usually the content view.swift. To see a preview of your app's user interface, look for the canvas on the right side of the Xcode window. You can interact with the canvas to design your app's UI visually. With your Xcode project set up, you are now ready to dive into building your SwiftUI login screen. Stay tuned for the upcoming steps in the exciting journey of iOS app development. Let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome back to our SwiftUI series. It's time to embrace the power of SwiftUI. With this declarative data-driven language, your creative vision can quickly come to life on the screen. Let's build the login screen now and see how things work. So I have declared two state properties, email and password. So I am removing the image and text, and I am adding my text, which is the login title. Okay. I already added an image into my project. So you can do that by tapping the plus icon at the bottom, tap on import, and you can select the image from your laptop and choose it. I am using the name of the file here. So I have added two text fields, email and password. You can see that here in the preview. Yeah, here is the sign in button. So we are pretty much done with the login screen, but the design is not looking so good, right? So we are going to work on each and every UI element now, and we are going to improve it. So let's start with our login text. So I'm going to apply various modifiers to the login text. The first modifier is font. So here's a list of default font type available. I am choosing large title, and I am going to apply a foreground color, which is going to be black. So the next modifier I'm going to choose is padding. I'm going to apply padding for both top and bottom with a fixed padding of 40. So the next modifier is shadow. Shadow radius is going to be 10, and its X and Y position will be 20 and 20. Yeah, that's it for our login title. Let's move to the image. So we see that the image size is too big. So the first modifier is we have to apply it a resizable. So we can give a specific frame for the image. I'm going to use frame width as 250 and height as 250. Yeah, it's better now. And I'm going to apply shadow to get a nice 3D effect. Shadow radius is 10. Again, we have to give the X and Y position. I'm going to use X 20 and Y 10. Yeah. Now, padding for the image. I think just the bottom padding would be enough here. Yes. Yeah. So now, let's come to this text fields. So I'm going to wrap this text field into another V stack. With the alignment leading and spacing as like 10 or 15. So we can give various values and see which one looks better, and we can choose that. Okay, so there is no padding here, so it's like edge to edge. Let's try to apply the modifiers. I'm going to start with padding. Yeah, and background. I'm going to give the color like gray color. Yeah, and corner radius 20. And shadow. Yes, I will try to apply the padding after the background color. Okay, you can see the difference now. So now you can understand the order of the modifier matters. So every modifier you apply to a view, it will not just apply the changes to the view, it will return a new view after applying the changes. So order of this modifier you are providing does matter, so you have to keep that in mind. So I'm going to apply the same set of modifiers for the password text field also. And I'm going to make a small change. I'm going to change this text field to secure field. So user will not be able to see what they are typing on the password field. So they will be getting the dots when they entering the value. So for the whole stack, I'm going to apply the padding. Leading and trailing with value of 25. Let's see. Yes. So it's getting into shape now. Let's go into our button. So this is our label. So there is no action linked to our button for now, but we can apply modifier for our button label. So to make it look better, I'm going to start with font, choosing headline and foreground color. Go with blue. Padding, frame. So frame we can give width 300 and height like 50, but still you don't see any change because there is no background color for the button. So let me apply the background color dot green. Yes, and corner radius 15. Okay. Okay, so we applied shadow for every UI element. So let's do it for the button to maintain the consistency. Radius 10, X 20, and Y 10. Yeah, and padding for the button. Nice. Okay, and we are going to add another label at the bottom that lets the user to register and create a new account. Okay, so I'm going to create a horizontal stack, H stack. So there's not going to be any space between the elements. I'm going to add a text. And there should be a button. And for now I'm not going to link it to any action. So the button title should say sign up. Foreground color going to be black. Okay, fine. So now everything looks okay, but the colors we are using and there is no background, it is not very clean right now. So let's go step by step, change the colors, apply background and see how it looks. First let me start with the background. So I'm applying the background for the whole view. I'm going to use gradient. So we have something called linear gradient to which we can pass colors with starting and end position. So my gradient is going to take two colors. I'm choosing gray and white. See how it looks like. Okay, and I have to give the start point top. So linear gradient, gradient. So here there is no square bracket. Okay, that's it. So now you see the safe area is not covered here. So for that we have to add edges, ignore safe area. Oh, okay. Let's try the top. Yes. So let's go back to our text field background color, which is gray. I don't think gray is suitable here. So let's create an extension the color and we can have our own custom color. I'm going to create an extension for the color and I'm going to name it as theme text field. I'm going to return a color. I already have a hex value, so if you want to choose a different color you can choose one. we can give the opacity, and I'm going to use this color here, gray. I'm going to change it. Yes, it's not exactly white, but we have a bit grayish white here. And for the button, green doesn't look good. Let me change it to blue, maybe, and foreground color to white. Yes, and the login color from black to white. So now let's run the app and see how it looks like. That's great. We have successfully built our login screen in SwiftUI. Before we conclude, let's take a moment to recap the journey. From the moment we created our Xcode project and opened the content view Swift file, we have come a long way. We began with a simple idea, an engaging and functional login screen, and brought it to life using SwiftUI. SwiftUI's declarative and data-driven approach allowed us to express our UI vision in a clear and concise manner with just a few lines of code. We defined the components we needed, and SwiftUI took care of the rest. We reorganized and styled our components to create an appealing visual design. Grouping text fields together in a VStack made for clearer code and consistent UI element. We also explored text, images, and buttons and saw how SwiftUI simplifies the process of adding interactive elements to our screen. To enhance the overall visual appeal, we introduced color gradients to create a nice background. The blend of gray and white using a gradient added depth to our login screen. And let's not forget the fine tuning. We ensured our VStack filled the entire screen by adding a spacer, creating a seamless layout. We even added shadows to give each component a polished three-dimensional look. So now that we have achieved this milestone, remember that SwiftUI offers even more possibilities. You can further develop your app by implementing features like email and password authentication and provide user feedback for successful or failed logins. I hope this journey has been both enlightening and inspiring as we move forward in our SwiftUI exploration. Stay tuned for more exciting content in this series. Thank you.